welcome. If you're new here, my name is Melissa and I'm thrilled that you stopped by. If you like organizing, decorating, cooking, cleaning, menu planning, grocery hauls, fashion, product reviews, makeup, plan with me, and everything in between, then this channel is definitely for you. So today I am going to be sharing with you my January favorites, and I absolutely love watching these videos, so I'm super excited that now I get to share with you what my favorites were for the past months. So like I said, these are my January favorites, and then at the end of February, I'll be showing you guys what my favorites were through February, and on and on and on. So grab a cup of coffee. Lord knows I have mine. Tea, whatever it is that is your beverage of choice, grab a hold of that, and here we go. So I'll start out with skincare. I kind of have just a little from a lot of different categories. So first off is Aquaphor. And you saw this in my grocery haul the other day, but we have this stuff all over our house. I have it in my purse, in my car, everywhere. My kids' bedroom, by their nightstand. I absolutely swear by this stuff. It is so rich, so creamy. You know, it doesn't come off when you're drinking. You can put it on your lips before you go to bed at night and wake up in the morning, and it still feels the same as it did when you went to sleep. And if you have chapped lips, or you know how some kids get that like concentration tongue, that's what we call it here, where they like lick their lips when they're, you know, playing sports or doing schoolwork and thinking or whatever the case, and it gets all red under there. This will cure that stuff overnight, I promise. It's amazing. So the next thing I've been using in the month of January were the Shea Moisture mask packets. And I absolutely love these. Number one, because they are organic. Number two, they're cruelty-free. It's a family-owned and operated company, and I love that. And so I don't have great skin. I never ever have. It's always been a challenge for me to look like I have good skin, because a lot of products that the average person can wear and use, I can't. So it's really important for me to find a product that I can use with confidence in knowing that I'm not gonna wake up the next day and look like a 12-year-old girl. Because a lot of times that's what happens. And I had been using a skin product line for about 3 months, and I'm not gonna say what that is because I know a lot of people can use it and it works great for them, and that's fantastic. But I finally realized that my acne that I was having, to the point that, you know, towards the end, it got to become like cystic acne. And, you know, like I said, I've never had great skin, but I've never had that issue. And so it has taken me, you know, a good 3-4 weeks to find products that, you know, I could use to get my face back to normal again. And so I had been using these, and they're just great. I don't have to worry about a bunch of fillers and things like that in the ingredients that, you know, could break me out. I can just use it with confidence and knowing that I'm good to go. So these have been an absolute lifesaver for me. The other thing is the Acne Pimple Master. It's just a little patch that sticks onto the pimple, and you know, you can stick them on ones that have already you know, come to the surface. You can put it on ones that you can just feel deep down. You know, like I was saying, I had a few that were cystic. They come in 3 different sizes on this little card, and I'll show you. I get these online, and it's actually a company out of China. but I just get them on Amazon, and it's just a little bit cheaper that way. But I don't know if you can see that or not, maybe right there. So there's 3 different sizes, and you just peel those off and you just stick them on the blemish area, and by the next morning you wake up and it has pulled all of that, what do they call it? Sebum, I think it's sebum? I don't remember what the word is. Pus. Out of your blemish area, and it's gone. I mean, it is absolutely amazing. And I can't think of what the actual word is, but what this is the stuff that they use in the hospitals for wound care. So to pull out, you know, inflammation, like I said, pus, you know, all of that. This is just created in a way that is smaller and thinner and able to go onto your face. But it's the same stuff, and I wish I could think of what that word is, but these have helped clear my face up. These have been a lifesaver for me as well. So the next skincare product that I've been using is the Burt's Bees Intensive Hydration Night Cream. This stuff smells absolutely amazing. It's just a nice, cool, just creamy, but it's not oily. Again, you know, anything that contains oil, I can't do. And so this is just really nice. What I love about this is that it's 99% natural. Again, I don't have to worry about, you know, a lot of fillers and stuff in the ingredients. I know that I can put it on my face and not wake up the next morning and just be like, holy cow, I cannot go in public because I've got all of this working up in here. So I've absolutely loved this, and it's been really good for under my eyes as well, because like I said, I'm 39 years old. I feel like that's young, but you know, our skin ages, and I can notice that I'm starting to kind of get a little bit of crinkly skin under there if I don't really take care of it. You know, and your skin gets thinner as you age, and right under here is a really sensitive area on your face. And so, you know, as that starts to thin out, because it is so thin already in that area, it just it needs a lot more moisture to stay supple and fresh and all of that. So this I put all over my face, but I can tell a big difference under my eyes because it's not so dry and crackly, and you know how foundation or cover up kind of like sets in those creases. I've noticed that I haven't had a lot of that since I've been using this. So this was in my grocery haul on, let's see, what day was it? Tuesday, I think. I have used this for 2 days, and I absolutely love it. It is the Maybelline Total Temptation Mascara. I had mentioned in my grocery haul that I've been using a product that is a little bit more on the pricey side for me. I mean, it's mascara, like seriously, why does it have to be expensive? And I was pretty much at the end of that tube, and so I had heard a lot of good reviews on this, so I grabbed one while I was at Target the other day. And this, seriously, Total Temptation, like, I mean, I've been tempted. So I love it so much that even though I've been using it for the last 2 days of January, this is definitely going in my favorites. I'm so in love with it that when I go pick my kids up from school today, I'm going to go buy 2 more of these, because heaven forbid it goes, you know, out of stock, or I can't get a hold of it, or whatever. I mean, this stuff is amazing. It makes my eyelashes so much longer. I don't get any fallout from it. You know, a lot of times during the day, not only do you get fallout, but you can look in the mirror, say, you know, 5 o'clock, and like, you know, your eyelashes are clear down here on your face. And I haven't had any issues with that. And the bonus, this stuff smells like baby powder. Amazing. I mean, I'm walking around, I'm like, oh my goodness, what's that great smell? Oh, it's myself. It is amazing. I'm telling you, run out and get this, friends. If you are using high-end, you know, lash extending mascara, whatever, if you're eating ramen for 2 weeks to, you know, afford whatever brand of mascara you're currently using, stop. Just stop. Run out, get this. I don't even know what this was. I think it was like $5, something like that. Basically a coffee at Starbucks. This will change your makeup world. I purchased this about 3 or 4 months ago, maybe even longer than that. Maybe even back to like when school started. Anyway, this thing is so cool. It is a oil diffuser that goes in your cup holder in your car. I am a big oil person. I know a lot of people think that that's, you know, just frou-frou, whatever, that stuff doesn't work. I totally believe in it. I've seen changes in myself, in my kids, when I use it, and so I'm a big believer. But how this works is you just take the top of it off, you put water inside of it, you know, a few drops of whatever oil you want to use, stick it in here, it screws on. This this little cord here just plugs in right here, and then this goes into your adapter in your car, like your USB adapter. Stick it in, turn it on, and the whole time that you're driving down the road, this is just diffusing oil throughout your car. I put On Guard in here, Thieves, and turn this thing on before I pick up my kids and while we're driving home to try to get rid of all of that flu mess stuff that's going on. I absolutely love it. My car smells amazing from it because this is just, you know, permeating all through my van and it's in my seats. I love it. So this by far is a great thing for right now. With flu season and colds and all of that stuff that's going on. So that has been fantastic. The other thing that I picked up in the month of January was this little stand for my phone. And I keep it on my counter in the bathroom or the kitchen if I'm watching a YouTube video or if I'm talking to my parents. And you can move this part up and down depending on, you know, how you want your phone to sit, or even your iPad for that matter. It holds an iPad as well. But it just, you know, sits handy. Wow, look how dirty, friends. Gross. So it just sits right there like that, and I can see it. It's not laying on my counter. I'm not having to, like, you know, hover over it to see what I'm watching. When I'm talking on the phone and I'm cooking in my kitchen or whatever while I'm talking on the phone, it just sits right here and it's super handy. The other thing that I picked up in the month of January was my phone case. And I have a thing with phone cases. I love them. I have a ton of them. I just feel like it's an expression of myself. And it's just super fun to play around with and to find ones that kind of go with your personality or, you know, whatever bag you're using at that moment. But I love this. It's just kind of like a snake skin appearance. Super cheap, dirt cheap. Like, I think it was $7.99. Again, I'll link all of these things down below. Got it from Amazon, 2-day shipping. Love it. It's got a little beveled edge on here, and so when your phone falls down, you know, it hits that first. Super secure, but it's just kind of a really pretty off-white color, and then in the grooves it's kind of like a brownish green. Absolutely love this. The next thing on my favorites list is the cover for my iPad, and this is so simple and elegant. I love the feel of it. It's just a really pretty cognac color, and so if you're carrying it in your purse or whatever, it can match anything. Not that that necessarily matters, but for me it kind of does, but whatever. I just love it. It's super secure. It just goes all the way around the iPad, and so the iPad, you know, is safe and secure in there. It's not one of those that's like, you know, kind of a clip-in or whatever, and I'm always afraid of those because I feel like you run a really big risk of that sucker falling out of that case, and good Lord, we all know that this stuff is not cheap. And so the more that I can feel confident in knowing that my iPad is not going to accidentally slip out of here, the better. So I have just really been liking this, and again, it's just nice and sleek. It doesn't add a lot of bulk to it. As you can see, here's my iPad, and there's really not a lot. I mean, it's obviously, you know, thicker than the iPad itself, which that's kind of the whole point, is to protect it. But it's not like some of those, like the OtterBox and all of those, that, you know, you end up coming out with like a briefcase size iPad by the time that you put it in the case. It's just, it's nice and sleek and pretty, and again, I love it. I grabbed these stickers from the Target dollar section, and I am a huge planner person, and I have been using these for different things in my planner. And yes, I've been asked to do a planner video, and it is on the schedule for the month of February. I'm super excited because I love talking planners, and I also want to try and implement a Plan With Me Sunday where I plan out my week and kind of show you guys how I do that. I'm a very simple planner. I don't do a lot of, you know, doodling and all of that kind of thing. So these really work for me because things that are super important, I just stick this on there, and that's about as far into the sticker world as I go. And these were $1. And there's 12 sheets on here. It comes with the little, it's kind of bright. It comes with the little dots. It also comes with little tabs. You just peel these off, and then it becomes kind of like a tab if you want to make a mark on a page, or laminate some dividers and put those on there. And then it just also comes with the rectangle stickers as well, if you want to, you know, highlight an appointment or something that you absolutely have to do that day, and then write that task on here. These were definitely a great buy. I actually bought 6 packs because I'm like, seriously, they're $1 and I'm getting 12 sheets. You can't buy that anywhere else. The next thing that I have been loving, and I'm actually going to do a video on this, so I'm not really gonna show what I have done so far because I'm like I said, gonna do a video. But what this is just a monthly agenda, and I got it at Target. On the front of it, it says 2018, and let me find a page that I have not done. So first of all, see here it has your months on the side. I liked it because it was white and it was just simple, not a lot of, you know, frou-frou. I'll show you here a page that I have not done yet. So this is March. But this is what I have been using for my kind of personal Bible study growth time during the day. And on every day, I have a book that I'm reading. It's Jesus is Calling. And after I read, you know, that little blurb for that day, I just come on to whatever day it is in my calendar, and I just kind of journal, and I write things down that inspired me from my reading, or that I'm really thinking about that day. You know, maybe it's a scripture that popped out that I loved, or, you know, just something that really pressed upon my heart that I want to write down and be able to go back and reflect on. And so, as you can see, it's just divided into the days. And so it's just the perfect amount of space for me to be able to just jot down, you know, whatever it was that came to mind that day. Really simple, really pretty. So this is just white, and then the letters and the spiral are kind of a rose goldy color. Just really elegant. Next up is the Happiness Project, and I am loving this book. It is so good. It's by Gretchen Rubin, and it's just a book about you know, how to find happiness in your life. Stop feeling like you have to say yes to everybody, and you know, the first person that says, oh, you should do this or you should do that or whatever, you know, you're like, oh, okay, because I don't want anybody to think that I'm not doing something, or that I'm not you know, being productive or being a team player or whatever. Because then before you know it, you've should all over yourself, and you're unhappy, and it's just not a good place to be. And so this book is just about trying to find that happiness in your life and that balance in your life. It's a little bit on the back. I'll read it really quick. Gretchen Rubin had an epiphany one rainy afternoon in the unlikeliest of places, a city bus. The days are long, but the years are short, she realized. Time is passing, and I'm not focusing enough on the things that really matter. In that moment, she decided to dedicate a year to her happiness project. In this lively and compelling account, now updated with new material by the author, Rubin chronicles her adventures during the 12 months she spent test driving the wisdom of the ages, current scientific research, and lessons from popular culture about how to be happier. Among other things, she found that novelty and challenge are powerful sources of happiness, that money can help buy happiness when spent wisely, that outer order contributes to inner calm, and that the very smallest of change can make the biggest difference. Please do yourself a favor and grab this book. I am telling you, it will change your outlook on life. I spent the whole last year and many years before trying to prove to people what I was worth, and for whatever reason in my mind I felt like that needed to look like constantly being busy, and there is such a huge difference between being busy and being productive and being intentional. And now, as I've been reading through this, I can clearly see being intentional and being productive, it's not even the same thing as being busy. I can fill my calendar and my schedule with a million things, but it doesn't mean that that stuff is making me happy. And it doesn't mean that those things are making me a good mom and a good wife and a good friend and a good citizen and just a good human in general. And I'm telling you, this book will open your mind. It has for me. And helped me look at things a lot different. You know, that's why I started this channel, was because my kids are getting older, I'm getting older, and I've just realized over the last few years that I'm not doing things intentionally. I'm doing things because I feel like somebody else wants me to, or expects me to, or, you know, I have to prove something to somebody because I'm a stay-at-home mom. And that's not the case, friends. You are worth so much, and your time is worth so much. And for me personally, the more that I think about what I want to be doing, and the more that, you know, I put the effort and the focus and the intentionality into what I'm doing, I feel so much better, and I'm excited to do it. I'm not, you know, running around frazzled and, you know, halfway irritated at somebody else because I said yes. You know, I fell into the should trap, and I could go on and on about this, but I won't. But I'm just telling you, if you're looking to be more intentional in your life and to find happiness that, you know, maybe you have pushed aside for a while, this book is for you. I picked up this rosemary mint candle from Target, and it smells amazing. I could just sit here and sniff it all day long, but that would be weird. So 2 more reasons that I absolutely love this candle is number 1, it's poured in the USA, and number 2, it's a vegan soy candle made with essential oils. And I absolutely love that because I don't have to worry about when it's lit and it's permeating through my house that I'm, you know, like setting off this chemical bomb all over my home. It smells amazing, it's healthy, it's clean, and it's a great addition to my home. So the next thing that I grabbed were these dryer balls, and I'm not sure exactly how you say this, Yazer, just 100% natural. It comes with 6 extra large wool dryer balls, and I went ahead and got one to show you. So, you know, I would say this is the size of a tennis ball. And I put them all in my dryer and I love it. I find that it makes my laundry dry faster. I don't have to use dryer sheets, so, you know, I'm saving money there. I just love these, and I feel like my laundry load is a lot fluffier when I go to get it out of the dryer, and these are just great. The next thing that I grabbed in the month of January was a new camera, and I really wanted to buy a new camera for this channel because when I originally set out to do this, I was like, well, you know, I can start out on my phone and just kind of work up as I gain an audience, because honestly, who is going to watch me talking on here? And then as I started to get more and more subscribers, I was like, oh, okay, well, saddle up and here we go. So I wanted to get a camera that first of all was going to be budget friendly. And second of all, it was going to be easy to use. I could carry it in my purse, you know, so that I could do the vlogs and things like that. It's the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II. And I feel like my videos are so much more clearer with this. The videos that I take of my kids, you know, at the basketball games or playing outside or whatever. As you can see here on the box, it's small, you know, it fits in my purse. It's not a big clunky thing with a huge lens and all of that. It's just super compact. It's got a screen that flips up, so if you are, you know, talking into it, you can see yourself, and that way you know what your lighting is, and it just makes it really handy. So this has been a great addition. The next thing that I have absolutely been loving, and I'm a little embarrassed to say how much I'm loving it, it is my heated blanket, friends. This is amazing. At first I felt like a granny purchasing this, but I don't care. Please, I'll be a granny all the live long day to be able to use this, because this is so amazing. I got this at Target. It's just, I'm not gonna undo the whole thing here because I've got the cord in there to just kind of consolidate it. But it has this little on-off thing. It's got, without looking, I think it has 5 different settings, maybe 6. So if you're somebody that, you know, doesn't want to have a heat stroke while sitting on the couch, then you would probably be like, you know, number 1 or 2. If you're like me and wants to basically, you know, near suffocate, then all the way up is, you know, I love this because it's compact. I can just roll it up. It might look big here in the video, but it's really not. I just roll the cord up in it and put it in the same basket that I put my other throw blankets in for my living room. So lastly, I wanted to show you my purse organizer, and I will do a what's in my purse video this month for those of you that would be interested in seeing that. But what this is, and I'll try to show you without totally dumping it out, you put this in your bag and you can transfer it to whatever bag you want to use for that day, that month, that week, whatever, and everything that you use goes in here. It is so amazing. It keeps everything organized, contained, everything has a place. I'm not like, you know, digging for gold in my purse all of the time. because I like those big tote bags because I feel like it just, you know, I don't know. I can't do the little tiny purse. Let me show you really quick. I don't want to go into a lot of detail because I'm going to do a what's in my purse video, but this is what it is. It's just a nice, really hard kind of cloth wool material, and it just fits all of these things in there. And I'm not having to, you know, root around in my purse to look for stuff. It just keeps it nice and organized, and I can move it with me to whatever bag that, you know, I'm using at that moment. So the last thing that I wanted to show you are these glasses, and these are my daughter's glasses. She has to wear them for reading, homework, you know, if she's sitting far back in the classroom. Luckily it's not for everything like sports and all of that. But I got these from an online company called Zenni, I think is how you say it. And it's just a really great company. They have so many super cute glasses for kids and adults. I don't wear glasses, so I don't need to purchase for myself, but I did get the recommendation from a friend of mine who does wear glasses herself, and she swears by this company. But just super cute choices, and all you need to purchase is the prescription from your ophthalmologist. A lot of times, you know, they can write it down for you or print it off because it's already in your records in their system. And you just go online and you basically, you know, fill in all of the blanks according to what is on the prescription that they gave. And it's super simple. Like, we get these within, I want to say 5 to 7 days. They come amazingly packaged. I don't have to worry, you know, that they're going to get broke in the mail. And like I said, there's just a ton of different options. And if she can go through a list and, you know, find the ones that she likes and that fit her personality and her style, and I can get them here in 5 to 7 days, friends, we are all winning. Thank you so much for watching this video. I had an absolute blast. I love doing these types of videos for you guys because I feel like you get to see a little bit more about who I am, and I just feel like it's more, I don't know, one-on-one, even though I'm sitting in my kitchen talking to myself. But it just feels a lot more intimate for me. And so, like I said, I love watching these videos. I have loved doing this one, and if you liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up and click on that link down below. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, then please click on the subscribe button and click that little bell so that you get notified each time I make a new video, and join our intentional community here on YouTube. Friends, until next time, I challenge you to intentionally create a life that you absolutely love living and won't need a vacation from. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.